Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right. I think yesterday we started air pollution, and then we looked at the different components of air pollution within the Nigerian environment, and we established that there are different um, areas of regulation when it comes to um, air pollution. Uh, and so I think we looked at issues surrounding regulation of atmospheric balance between the different components of air pollution. And we identified vehicular emissions, we identified um, industrial uh, industrial atmospheric pollution. We also identified pollution of the atmosphere from industrial and um, agricultural activities. And we established that there are different regulations that have been enacted in reaction to the different forms of atmospheric pollution that we have within the Nigerian sector. We identified the bush burning regulation. We also identified the vehicular and emission regulation of 2011. Those two regulations are essential in order to understand the different activities of the states in trying to regulate air pollution in Nigeria. And and most importantly, um, we said that there are also treaties, and there are treaties that govern the atmospheric pollution globally. And the basis for the enactment of treaties in this regard is on the basis that um, atmospheric pollution has extraterritorial effects. Extraterritorial effect in the sense that what's the activities in country A can have negative effects in country B, because the air is like a universal component of the environment, such that while land, water might not traverse different states, when it comes to air, because of the movement of the atmosphere, which is a singular component of the environment, it has a extraterritorial effect. And that's the reason why states or multilateral organizations, both international and regional bodies, then decide that, okay, we need to regulate the way in which countries or states within their boundaries contributes to the atmospheric pollution, because it doesn't, unlike other components of the environment, it doesn't stay in that jurisdiction alone. It has effects, it has negative effects in other places, which is why these are we established yesterday, is one of the reasons why climate change or ozone layer depletion, um, uh, green gas emission requirements are established or globally, and states come together to regulate the atmosphere, because it is that one component that connects the entire world, that connects the earth to the other aspects. So now, even for atmospheric pollution also, it goes beyond the earth alone. It also, because it is the same atmosphere that the earth shares with Mars, shares with other planets like Pluto and every other. And so some of the activities uh, uh, that are ongoing in those spaces also have effects. So, including the activities, of course, we are enjoying some of the benefits of atmospheric exploration, the exploration of the Earth and the other planets. We have good internet. We have some people are planning on going to space, going to Mars, on a space like SpaceX activities and all that. And then the process of burning gas, burning carbon, burning uh, 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 some of the chemicals or engine, that fire and all that also has that negative effect on the environment. So that's why the globally there is that call for the regulation of the atmosphere, including some of the major issues that we have, which is climate change. So different regulations, either multilateral, different states coming together to regulate, and then also other the entire world seeking to regulate. Those are some of the and so I would implore you to read the smelter case again. The ICJ ruling in the smelter case. It's a ruling of the International Court of Justice on the effects on the responsibility that states have to in managing their natural resources or including the environment in a way that it has extraterritorial effects on other countries within a particular region or globally. So, like I think I gave you the case when we were talking about the um, international principles, forming international principles on the environment. So read that case again. You should also see the case of Corfu Channel, and I'm not sure if I gave you Corfu Channel. Corfu Channel is, I think, okay, I'm not too sure. But if I didn't give you Corfu Channel, so read Corfu Channels. Corfu as in CORFU, Channel as in Channels Television, and then Smelter SESMELTER case. Those are two cases that are important in understanding the effects of pollution of the environment and the extraterritorial effects of those on the environment that it has. Now, so those are some of the so in terms of international regulation, and there are, like I said, there are both multilateral and bilateral rules relating to atmospheric pollution, and including provisions of the NESRA. So if you check some of the requirements in NESRA, you can, especially the 2009 NESRA's 2009 regulation. So those are also regulations that seeks to correct or address the atmospheric pollution that we have in the environment. So I have put up a small handout on air pollution or atmospheric pollution for you guys in terms of the core contents of some of the statutory and the international treaties that you need to familiarize yourself with. And I think that will help you to further see the extent of the regulation that atmospheric pollution needs to be engaged with. Now, but in terms of the substance of what atmospheric air pollution is all about, is that essentially we'll be interested in you knowing the different components of air pollution that Nigeria has, and then the effectiveness of the regulation that has been put in place to address um, air pollution. And I think I mentioned one of them yesterday, which is in terms of compensation. That's one. Then number two is in terms of the scope of the air pollution that we have. And then what you find is that some of these, the scope of air pollution are not generally captured because these are things that there are direct pollution of the air, of the atmosphere, and there are also indirect pollution of the environment, the air that we breathe in the environment. But most of our regulations, they usually don't capture some of the indirect, and those are the most dangerous parts of air pollution that we have. So if you look at the industrial, so you want to familiarize yourself with the bush burning regulation. You also want to familiarize yourself with the vehicular mode uh, of regulation of both of them are 2011, and then the EIA Act in terms of what provision does the EIA have in terms of regulating the air quality that we have within the Nigerian framework. So those are the things that you want to advert your mind to, especially you want to see how effective are the provisions for fine, how effective are the substance of those regulations, and including the laws that has been enacted. Is there a way that, like we mentioned yesterday, is there a room for civil actions for the protection of the environment? And here we talked about the rules of thoughts. We talked about the nuisance, the requirement of nuisance, both private and public nuisance. How effective are they in protecting the atmosphere? Does the air for tortious liability purposes? Is the air part of land? And what are the courts saying in terms of interpreting um, for when you read cases under a nuisance, you ask the question, or even in trespass to land. So the question you are asking is, does it envisage air, the atmosphere itself? Does it envisage the air above the sky as a basis, as part of land for the purpose of making an action? And then, of course, we mentioned the case of Rylance and Fletcher, the different components of Rylance and Fletcher rule. In what way are they available for someone bringing an action for, or what way does it affect the effectiveness of the rules on air pollution? And so I think essentially you are interested in the core components of Rylance and Fletcher, which is that it must relate to the use of land, it must be an unnatural use, and that the damage must have been caused, and someone must have brought something that does not ordinarily belong to that land. And then for the purpose of public nuisance is a requirement of the Attorney General being able to sue. Does that requirement, especially if you read the case of Adediran and Hinterland, does that requirement, is it captured? Can the case of Adediran and Hinterland and the provision of Section 6, subsection 6 B of the Nigerian Constitution be used to protect the atmosphere for the purpose of environmental law? So those are the cases that those are the different ways you should view air pollution in Nigeria. Now, so apart from the regulation we have also identified the EIA. Now we talk about the extraterritorial effects of some of the of the environment, and the multilateral treaties that the world has entered into, and the components of air. in this case. And here we are talking about even space exploration. We are talking about even issues relating to um, issues relating to um, aviation activities. Those are things that have negative consequences. And in what way, how effective are the municipal regulations in Nigeria? And is there a way, is there a room for tortious actions like nuisance, trespass to land, and the role in radars and fletcher? Those are the things you really want to familiarize yourself with when it comes to um, air pollution. And I think if you, by the time I send you um, um, the little things that I've come up with, that would give you a clear picture of what air pollution is all about. I think that would be my intervention, my little intervention today. Do you have any question on that before I send the handouts? Any question? Do you have any question? Hello? Are you guys there?
Good morning, sir. You
Yeah.
mentioned the
I hear
Corfu
you,
Channel
Sam.
case.
Yes.
The Corfu Channel case had to do with, I think, a country at one, a dispute between two countries over water territory. So I wanted to know how that related per se to our current topic.
Well, I mean, I told you that Corfu Channel has to do with the extraterritorial effects of an action that can relate. Water is part of the environment. So if you read Corfu Channel, if you are not just Googling and looking at a summary of Corfu Channel, you would see some of the decisions of the ICJ courts on extraterritorial effect of an activity in one country on the other. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I see how we relate to the smelter case now.
All right. Any other question? Any other question? All right. I'm sure by now you should be longing for holiday. Huh? So I will try. I don't intend to intrude into your holidays. So this should be our last class for the year. If I'm right? I don't know. That is with me for now. So what I need to do is to give you the handout. I'll send it to the class rep. Maybe let's see over the weekend. As soon as I have some time, I'll send it to your class rep and we'll share with you guys. And then I think maybe some of these professors will come back. I don't envisage that I will teach you again. But if I have to, I'll let you guys know. I don't know, does your class continue, or when do you close for the year? Or you are not closing? It's only public holidays they are giving you guys. Hello?
This is supposed to be the last class of the year.
Okay, you are sure?
Yes, sir.
You are sure?
According to the calendar.
According to the calendar. Oh, okay. All right. So it's either you want to enjoy your holiday, or you want to take some time to read up on some of the things that we have done. I will encourage you to do the letter, so that in the new year it always looks like it's very that you have a long time to relax during the holiday and you abandon everything. Take some time, even if it's just 2 to 3 hours daily. And then maybe, of course, you have your weekend to yourself. You have your 25th and 24th and 25th to yourself. And then 26th, you should go back to reading. January comes with the rate at which you are going. January would most likely come with all sorts of CAs, and you really want to hit the ground running when it comes to continuous assessment, because ultimately that would count as part of your eventual grading score. So please take some time, no matter how small, 2 to 3 hours, let it be constant. Set those 2 to 3 hours. Look for that convenient time that you can give yourself, and make sure you are diligent with it. Whatever you do within those 2 3 hours, you should. I'm sure it would contribute a lot to your overall understanding of whatever it is that you are reading. So remember, as you go higher, there are more responsibilities and all that. So that will be my parting shot with you guys, and I hope you have a good Christmas and then a happy New Year. So I hope to see you in the new year. All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your. Have a lovely TGIF. Bye for now.